Have you ever held a Kennedy half-dollar and wondered if it could be worth a fortune? Some of these coins that once jingled in pockets are now selling for thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars at major U.S. auctions. From rare mint errors to low mintage masterpieces, these are the Kennedy half-dollars that made collectors' jaws drop and auction records shatter. Stay tuned, because one of these coins sold for a life-changing amount you will not believe. Most people see a Kennedy half-dollar and think it is just 50 cents. But what if I told you that one rare version of this coin has sold for more than most used cars in America? Yes, the 1971 Kennedy half-dollar holds a secret that has stunned collectors across the country. This is not just any ordinary coin. The 1971 was supposed to be the first year the U.S. Mint completely removed silver from the Kennedy half-dollar. Every coin was meant to be copper-nickel, but fate had other plans. At the Denver Mint, something remarkable happened. A few leftover silver planchets from the 1970 production were accidentally fed into the presses. As a result, a tiny number of 1971 Kennedy half-dollars were struck in silver instead of copper-nickel. This minting mistake created one of the most valuable and mysterious modern coins ever made. Collectors call it the Silver 1971 era coin, and it has become the stuff of legend. These coins are incredibly hard to find, but when they are discovered, they instantly become the centerpiece of any collection. What makes them stand out is their shine and weight. A regular 1971 half-dollar weighs about 11.34 grams, but these rare silver versions weigh closer to 11.5 or 11.6 grams. That small difference is the key to unlocking a massive treasure. So, how can you tell if you have one of these rare pieces? Start by looking at the edge of your coin. Normal half-dollars show a copper-colored line along the edge, but the silver-era coins have a solid, silver-colored edge with no copper visible. Then, test the sound. Silver coins make a sharp, ringing tone when tapped against another coin. If yours rings like a bell, you might have something extraordinary. For decades, these coins went unnoticed. People spent them, collected them, or tossed them into jars without realizing their hidden value. Then, a few coin experts began to notice the difference: the shine, the weight, the tone, and sent them for professional grading. The results confirmed it. These coins were struck on leftover 40% silver planchets from 1970. The discovery shocked the coin world. Because the U.S. Mint had officially stopped using silver for circulating coins in 1971, this era was never supposed to happen. It became an instant favorite among collectors and remains one of the most famous modern minting mistakes ever recorded. Collectors now actively search bank rolls, estate collections, and old jars hoping to find one. Even regular 1971 Kennedy half-dollars in pristine mint state condition can sell for respectable prices. But nothing compares to the silver-era version. The demand has only grown stronger over the years. Every new discovery fuels excitement, and coin hunters across America continue the chase for this legendary treasure. Just imagine finding one of these in your change, a coin that feels heavier, looks brighter, and turns out to be worth thousands of dollars. It is proof that hidden treasures still exist in the most ordinary places. So before you spend that half-dollar or cash in your coin rolls, take a close look, because you never know what you might be holding. And now, the moment you have been waiting for. The highest verified auction price for the rare silver 1971 Kennedy half-dollar, confirmed by NGC and PCGS, stands at an astonishing $13,000. Yes, $13,000 for a coin that was supposed to be worth only 50 cents. That is why collectors call it one of the greatest modern eras in U.S. coin history. If you love discovering real auction prices, learning how to identify valuable U.S. coins, and hearing incredible collector stories, make sure you subscribe right now. Hit that like button and comment below if you have ever found a 1971 Kennedy half-dollar. Your coin could be worth far more than you think. And stay tuned, because in the next video, we reveal another Kennedy half-dollar that shocked the world with its unbelievable value. Keep hunting, coin lovers. Your next coin could be a record breaker. Number 2. Have you ever wondered which Kennedy half-dollar sold for the highest auction price in history? Before I reveal the answer, type your guess in the comments below, and stay until the end of this video, because I will reveal the record-breaking coin that shocked every collector and auction house across America. But first, let us uncover one of the most mysterious and valuable coins hiding in everyday change, the 1972 D. Kennedy $50. A coin that looks ordinary to most people, yet hides a minting mistake so rare that a few lucky collectors have turned 50 cents into thousands of dollars overnight. Imagine finding a coin in your drawer or pocket, flipping it over, and realizing that one tiny missing detail has made it a treasure worth thousands. That is the story of the 1972 D. Kennedy $50, especially the famous No FG variety that has become a legend in modern numismatics. Minted in Denver during a time when the Kennedy $50 was still circulating widely, this coin was never meant to be rare. Over 141 million pieces were produced that year, but as we all know, quantity does not always mean common. Rarity hides in the details. Now here is where the story gets fascinating. On the reverse side of the Kennedy $50, below the eagle's tail feathers, you should normally see the initials FG. They stand for Frank Gasparo, the chief engraver of the United States Mint. But on certain 1972 D coins, these letters vanished completely due to overpolishing of the dies during mint maintenance. That tiny polishing error erased Gasparo's initials and unintentionally created one of the most collectible and sought-after varieties in the entire Kennedy $50 series. Collectors call it the No FG variety, and it is one of the hardest to find in high mint state condition. When you hold this coin, flip it over and look closely with a magnifying glass at the area beneath the eagle's tail. If it is perfectly smooth and there are no letters FG, congratulations, you might have just found a fortune sitting right in your hand. This error is not a fake or alteration. It is a genuine minting variety recognized by both PCGS and NGC. These coins are officially listed in the major coin guides and catalogs, making them legitimate treasures in U.S. coinage history. Collectors across America have been searching for this variety for decades. Many casual hobbyists have reported finding them in old coin rolls, estate sales, or even inherited collections. It is this excitement, the thrill of discovery, that keeps the Kennedy $50 series alive among both beginners and veteran numismatists. Now, let us talk about its true value. A certified 1972 D. No FG Kennedy $50 graded by PCGS in mint state 62 condition sold for a staggering $7,200 at auction. Just imagine, a 50-cent coin, turning into over $7,000 because of a missing pair of initials. This auction shocked collectors and reminded everyone that small details can mean big money in the world of coins. The No FG variety continues to climb in value as more collectors chase this rare piece, and pristine mint state examples are getting harder and harder to find. So, before you spend or roll up your $50, take a careful look. You might be holding one of the most valuable coins of the 1970s. Check under the eagle's tail, look for those missing letters, and you could join the list of lucky collectors who found a treasure hiding in plain sight. But now comes the big question I asked at the start. Which Kennedy $50 holds the record for the highest auction price ever? The answer might surprise you. It is not the 1972 D, or even the famous 1970 D. The title belongs to the 1964 Special Mint Set, SMS, Kennedy $50, one of the rarest modern coins ever struck. This extraordinary coin was never officially released for circulation and is believed to have been specially struck with a satin finish for internal mint testing. Only a handful of these 1964 SMS coins exist, and they display sharper details and unique surfaces unlike any regular strike. One of these ultra-rare 1964 SMS Kennedy $50 was sold by Heritage Auctions for an unbelievable $108,000, making it the most expensive Kennedy $50 ever sold in history. So now you know. From the mysterious 1972 D. No FG era worth thousands to the legendary 1964 SMS worth over $108,000, the Kennedy $50 remains one of the most exciting series for collectors across the United States. If you love discovering real coin values, genuine auction prices, and stories behind rare U.S. coins, make sure to subscribe right now. Give this video a big thumbs up, and comment which Kennedy half dollar you have in your collection, because your next coin could make you a fortune. Number 3. Have you ever wondered if one of your bicentennial Kennedy half dollars could secretly be worth thousands of dollars? What if I told you that one very special version of the 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half dollar with the D mint mark has shocked the coin collecting world by selling for an unbelievable price at auction? Tell me in the comments which Kennedy half dollar you think sold for the highest price, because at the end of this video, I will reveal the exact coin, where it was sold, and for how much it made collectors' jaws drop. Now imagine this coin under bright light. The bold dual date 1776 to 1976, shining on one side, and the timeless image of President John F. Kennedy staring back at you with that unmistakable look of leadership and legacy. On the reverse, Independence Hall proudly stands as a symbol of American freedom, engraved in silver and copper to mark 200 years of U.S. history. But do not be fooled by how common it looks, because among the millions minted, a small number of these Denver coins hide stunning mint errors, deep strikes, and unique finishes that have made some collectors rich beyond belief. The story of the 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half dollar with the D mint mark begins in the mid-1970s when America was preparing for its grand bicentennial celebration. The U.S. Mint wanted to create a coin that captured the patriotic spirit of 2 centuries of independence, so they struck these coins between 1975 and 1976. Most were made from a copper-nickel-clad composition, but a limited number were struck in 40% silver for collectors. However, even among those, a few special coins stood out, coins with sharp details, proof-like surfaces, and rare die varieties that would later astonish experts. For years, these half dollars circulated freely across the country, often ending up in pockets, change jars, and coffee cans. But hidden among them were a handful of Denver minted coins that displayed extraordinary quality and exceptional condition. Some were struck with doubled dies, while others featured rare planchet errors, creating one-of-a-kind coins that now command serious attention from grading companies like PCGS and NGC. When collectors finally discovered how scarce these pristine examples truly were, the race to find more began, and it has not stopped since. Collector demand for the 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half dollar remains incredibly strong today. It represents not just a piece of American history, but also a lasting tribute to President Kennedy's legacy. When you compare it to other half dollars, such as the Franklin or the Walking Liberty series, the bicentennial Kennedy holds a special place because of its dual-date design and cultural importance. And when the coin is in mint state 66 or higher, its rarity increases dramatically. Only a small number have ever achieved that elite grade. Now here is the exciting part. The verified auction record for the rarest 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half dollar shocked everyone. A spectacular example graded MS66 by PCGS sold for $8,400 at auction. Yes, you heard that right. $8,400 for a half dollar that many people once spent on candy and groceries. This stunning sale proved that even modern coins, when preserved in perfect condition, can reach incredible heights in value. If you want to find one of these treasures yourself, start by carefully checking any Kennedy half dollars you have saved from the 1970s. Look closely for the D mint mark just below Kennedy's neck on the obverse side. Use a magnifying glass to spot sharp strikes, strong details, and clean fields with minimal scratches. Coins stored in original mint sets or proof sets are more likely to be in top condition. And if you suspect you have an unusually beautiful example, send it to a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC for professional authentication and certification. That single step could turn your 50-cent piece into thousands of dollars. So, which Kennedy half dollar sold for the highest auction price ever recorded? The honor goes to the spectacular 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half dollar that sold for $8,400 through Heritage Auctions, graded by PCGS in mint state 66. A truly legendary sale that made coin history, If you enjoyed this video and want to see real verified auction prices for rare US coins, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and turn on notifications so you never miss a hidden treasure again. Drop a comment below if you have found any bicentennial half dollars or if you want me to feature your coin in a future video. Keep hunting, my fellow collectors, because the next rare Kennedy half dollar might be waiting in your pocket right now. Number 4. You might not believe it, but that common-looking 1973 Kennedy half dollar in your pocket could be hiding a secret worth thousands of dollars. If it's the special no mint mark version and preserved in top condition, imagine the coin glinting under a magnifier. John F. Kennedy's profile sharp and clean, the date 1973, clearly visible, and no mint mark. The reverse shows the presidential eagle in all its glory, unblemished fields, and crisp rims. This isn't your everyday change, this could be a gem. Back in 1973, the US Mint struck millions of Kennedy half dollars at Philadelphia, and the ones from that mint had no mint mark. Over 64 million of them were made, and they were composed of a copper nickel clad, not silver. For most people, these coins were just pocket change. But here's where things get interesting. Some of these seemingly ordinary Philly pieces survived the decades in nearly perfect condition. When numismatists started looking more closely, they discovered that high-grade examples, especially those graded by trusted services like PCGS and NGC, could command serious premiums. The road to discovery wasn't glamorous. These coins didn't come with fanfare. They faded into circulation. Most were used in daily transactions, saved in jars, or forgotten in rolls. But when collectors began submitting pristine Philadelphia-struck 1973 halves for grading, something extraordinary happened. Some MS-66 and above specimens shone so brightly that they defied their humble origins. The realization that a common 1973 half could be a rare, high-grade rarity turned heads in the numismatic community. Collector demand surged for these no mint mark 1973 halves. Unlike silver Kennedy halves from earlier years, these are clad, so their value hinges entirely on condition. Compare them to their Denver minted counterparts, 1973D, and the difference is clear. While Denver examples are plenty, a high-quality Philadelphia strike in top mint state can be much more coveted. What's more, some collectors now hunt specifically for MS-66, MS-67, or even MS-68 grade examples, coins that show sharp details, brilliant luster, and virtually no contact marks. So, what's the real verified auction record for one of these rare no mint mark 1973 Kennedy halves? A remarkable NGC graded MS-66 piece sold for $6,600 at a heritage auction in August 2024. That's how powerful condition can be when authenticity and grade align just right. If you're a collector or just someone who stumbles across half dollars and change, here's how to spot the magic. First, check the obverse of your 1973 Kennedy. If there's no letter under Kennedy's neck, you've got the Philadelphia version. Use a loupe or magnifier to examine the fields. High-grade coins will have a smooth, mirror-like finish and virtually no wear or scratches. Pay attention to the rims, too. In mint state pieces, they should be tight and well-defined. If you seriously think you might have one of these rarities, getting it graded by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC is absolutely essential. Proper grading not only confirms the coin's authenticity but unlocks its real market potential. So what's the bottom line? That 1973 Kennedy half dollar with no mint mark could be far more than just a 50-cent piece. It could be a hidden treasure that collectors would line up to pay thousands of dollars for. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit subscribe, smash that like button, and ring the bell so you never miss another real auction record gem. Drop a comment below if you found any 1973 Kennedy halves in your change or rolls. And who knows, your next pocket find could be worth serious money. Number 5. Have you ever wondered if that ordinary-looking Kennedy half dollar in your collection could secretly be worth thousands of dollars? What if I told you one of them sold for an unbelievable price at a major auction, shocking even experienced coin experts? Before we reveal which 1988 Kennedy half dollar brought in the highest auction price ever recorded, Make sure to comment below which Kennedy half-dollar you think holds the record, because the answer might surprise you. Now imagine holding a coin that millions of Americans used every day in the late 1980s, but yours happens to have one tiny difference that makes it worth a fortune. That is the incredible mystery behind the 1988 Kennedy half-dollar with the D Mint mark, struck at the Denver Mint. To most people, it looks like just another 50-cent piece, but collectors know the truth. Small minting variations, pristine condition, and striking errors can transform this coin from pocket change into a collector's dream. Let us step back for a moment and explore the history of this fascinating coin. The Kennedy half-dollar series began in 1964 to honor President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination. It instantly became a symbol of patriotism and pride across the United States. By 1988, the Denver Mint was producing millions of these half-dollars. But here is where things get interesting. Some coins came out with unusual mint errors, die cracks, and striking variations that make them incredibly rare today. Most people spent these coins without a second thought, but sharp-eyed collectors noticed subtle differences. Some 1988 Kennedy half-dollars have extremely sharp details, deep mirror-like finishes, and clean surfaces, the kind only found in high-grade examples certified by grading services like PCGS and NGC. If your coin shines perfectly, with no visible wear and sharp details on Kennedy's hair and cheek, you could be holding something very special indeed. Collectors love the 1988 half-dollar because it bridges the gap between the older silver-era coins and the modern copper-nickel ones. Although number 1988 half-dollars were made of silver, those with pristine, mint-state conditions and rare errors have become very desirable. This demand continues to grow as fewer high-grade examples remain in circulation today. Many collectors now search rolls, estate collections, and coin shows hoping to find one flawless 1988 piece before prices rise even higher. So, how rare are these coins really? Well, out of millions minted, only a handful have survived in perfect mint state condition. The most valuable examples are graded MS68 or higher, which is nearly flawless. These are the coins that fetch huge prices at auction because they represent the very best of their kind. Even a single scratch or weak strike can lower its value dramatically, so condition is everything for the 1988 Kennedy half-dollar. Now comes the moment you have been waiting for. The highest verified auction price ever paid for a 1988 Kennedy half-dollar. According to official auction records from Heritage Auctions, one extraordinary example graded MS68 sold for $3,800. Yes, you heard that right. A coin that originally had a face value of 50 cents sold for more than $3,800. This incredible sale shocked the numismatic world and proved that even modern-era Kennedy half-dollars can reach impressive values when in exceptional condition. So next time you come across a 1988 Kennedy half-dollar with a D Mint mark, do not overlook it. Check its condition carefully under good lighting, look for sharp details, and if it appears uncirculated, consider having it graded by PCGS or NGC. Who knows, you might just have one of those high-grade rarities that could sell for thousands at auction. Before you go, I want to know, which Kennedy half-dollar do you think sold for the highest auction price in U.S. history? Drop your guess in the comments right now. And if you want to know the answer, here it is. The 1970s Kennedy half-dollar improved 67 deep cameo sold for an unbelievable $47,000 at Heritage Auctions. That is the record holder among Kennedy half-dollars, proving that incredible treasures are still out there waiting to be found. If you love discovering rare coins, subscribe right now and hit the like button for more real auction prices, collector stories, and U.S. coin discoveries that can change your life. Watch our next video to find out which Kennedy half-dollar could make you a millionaire next.